Shalom, giving all praise, honor, glory to the Heavenly Father, Yahweh, Ba'ashim, Yahushua, Ba'ashim, Kakudas. A double blessing and honor to the apostles and elders of great millstone who taught me this truth through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Ba'ashim, Yahushua. Back up with another lesson through the spirit, man. Just wanted to get this real quick. I did see reports of this, I believe, earlier today when I was at work. But when I was looking for this, looking for something to talk about today, kept popping up. So I was like, let me go ahead and do a lesson on this real quick, man. I'm gonna pull out a whole bunch. Just gonna read through this real quick, get some precepts, and be out of here. So, with that being said, man, I'll go ahead and read this. Let's see, it's first alert 4, so gotta be. This is local as well, but it reads, and I could only assume that a woman said something like this. It says, he didn't do anything wrong and you shot to kill him. The family of the 16-year-old shot in broad daylight speaks. So it says, a family is pushing for answers Sunday night after a 16-year-old boy was gunned down while riding his bike. They said, why? He was 16. He didn't do anything wrong and you shot to kill him, said Kaylin, Elijah's older cousin. What I told you. The pain is raw, the grief is deep, and the questions are endless after 16-year-old Elijah was shot and killed before 10:30 in the morning on Friday. His family in St. Louis Metro police say he was riding his bike in the Walnut Park neighborhood when multiple shots rang out. Yeah, sounds about right. Oh, he's on. Says he was not in any type of gang or anything. He literally did his chores at home, went to work, and that was all he did. He wasn't out here late at night doing things he wasn't supposed to. He was a good kid. He was literally just going to the store before work, said Kaylin. I want to get this real quick, man, because with Jake, when it comes to judgment, there's clearly no knowledge at all on how it works, right? So we're just going to go to the book of Job, chapter 4. And it reads, this is Job 4, verse 4. It says, thy words have upholden him that was falling, and thou hast strengthened the feeble knees. But now it is come upon thee, and thou faintest. It toucheth thee, and thou art troubled. Is not this thy fear, thy confidence, thy hope, and thy uprightness of thy ways? Remember, I pray thee, whoever perished being innocent, or where were the righteous cut off? So anyone that perished was not innocent, man. Jake has this common misconception that the Lord just kills off innocent people, or quote unquote the devil, or cuts off righteous people, right? So it says, even as I have seen, they that plow iniquity and sow wickedness reap the same. By the blast of the Most High they perish, and by the breath of his nostrils are they consumed, right? Now, let's read verse 8 again. Even as I have seen, they that plow iniquity and sow wickedness reap the same, right? The Lord took him out via, what did they say? He got shot. Yeah. Live by the sword, die by the sword. Let me get that real quick so I can. This is Matthew 26 and verse 52. And it reads, Then said Yahushua unto him, Put up again thy sword into his place, for all they that take the sword shall perish with the sword. Thinkest thou that I cannot now pray to my Father, and he shall presently give me more than 12 legions of angels? But how then shall the scriptures be fulfilled, that thus it must be? Right? So if you live by the sword, that's what you're going to perish by, man. And that's in most cases. This is in the red letter also, so we know Yahushua spoke it. But nonetheless, man, they're saying that he's doing all these good things and whatnot, when in actuality, they don't know what type of life he lived behind closed doors. They don't know how he was when he wasn't in front of their face. And the most important thing, they don't know how he was in his past life. So the Lord sent him back on the earth, and he judged him. Could have been based on how he was acting in this kingdom. Could have been based on things that he did in the past kingdom. It's not for us to wonder or worry about or think about, right? But those things could be very true. This is Ecclesiastes chapter 12 and verse 13. Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear the Most High and keep his commandments, for this is the whole duty of man, right? And our people can't seem to get that through their heads. That's first and foremost. That's very straightforward. This is very straight and to the point scripture. And here's my point. For the Most High shall bring every work into judgment, with every secret thing, whether it be good or whether it be evil, right? So on that day of judgment, man, all the things you've done, thought, said, put forth, whatnot, like it says, every secret thing, whether it be good or bad, is going to come out in that day, man. These people don't know that the Lord is the one who put them down. They don't know that. It says, Caitlin, his older cousin, says that after he was shot at Lillian and Genevieve Streets, he tried to get back to his house just a few blocks away, but collapsed on the street and died before he could get there. They say one man tried to help him. The family has a GoFundMe for Elijah's funeral services. He just kept saying, tell my mom I love her. Tell my mom I love her, said Caitlin. It's like a typical nigga, though, right? Fuck the dad. That's just how it is in Esau Edom Kingdom, though. You know, the father continuously gets neglected, while the mother gets all the praise. It says he was a big brother to two younger sisters and had an older brother who looked out for him. His family says Elijah was hardworking, respectful, and loved by the community, always willing to help a neighbor cut their grass or fix their kids' bikes. But going back to my number one question, that's cool and dandy and all that shit. But were you doing the will of the Most High Power? Or are you doing the will of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua? Because all that other stuff is vanity. It doesn't matter. If you wasn't doing that, first and foremost, you could have been the sweetest, kindest person to your neighbor. But if you wasn't doing the will of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, it was all for nothing, nigga. Okay? You wasn't calling on the true names of the Most High Power. It was for all for nothing. He always made sure that everyone was laughing and happy, and now he can't help us get through this, said Caitlin. All right, this is the book of 1 Corinthians chapter 3 and verse 18. And it reads, let no man deceive himself. If any man among you seemeth to be wise in this world, let him become a fool, that he may be wise. For the wisdom of this world is foolishness with the Most High. For it is written, he taketh the wise in their own craftiness. And again, the Lord knoweth the thoughts of the wise, that they are vain. Therefore let no man glory in men, for all things are yours, whether Paul or Apollos or Cephas, or the world, or life, or death, or things present, or things to come, all are yours, and ye are Hamashiach's. And Hamashiach's is the Most High powers, right? So the thing that y'all deem as being good, the things that y'all deem as being right or righteous, or oh, he was a good person, he did kind things, and all this other shit. If he wasn't doing what the Lord asked him to do, it doesn't matter. Because the wisdom of this world is foolishness to the Lord. I'm being polite to everybody. I'm using manners. I'm opening the door when people come through it. I'm making sure that I cut my neighbor's grass every 2 weeks. The Lord doesn't care about that shit, man. Right? Of course you're supposed to be at peace with all men. I'm not saying just go out and don't be kind to people, right? I'm not telling you to go out and just be a asshole to everybody you see. Walk up to somebody and start something with somebody. I'm not saying that. But if you wasn't doing what Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai instructed us to do, right? To go out on the four corners, spread the truth, gather up the sheep. Or Salakia. I'm going to type in and gather my flock. No, Salakia, that's not what I'm looking for. I'm going to continue reading this though so I can end this off. It says, he always made sure that everyone was laughing and happy, and now he can't help us get through this, said Kaylin. Show Me Peace is a program that aims to prevent violence and works closely in the Walnut Park neighborhood. This is one of the most dangerous areas in St. Louis, said Adam. Adam Static Butler, the supervisor of Show Me Peace at Walnut Park. They ain't had nothing like this when I was growing up in that neighborhood. Well, I ain't gonna say that, but I don't remember it. I don't recall it. The organization works closely with the Office of Violence Prevention to keep communities engaged and help people make better decisions. We have to find better solutions and better ways to deal with it because nobody will win this war, said Butler. First and foremost, we're under the curses, man. So naturally, Jake gonna have an evil eye towards his brother. In response to tragic shooting that took the life, it's always a tragedy. Why isn't it never that the Lord is bringing forth judgment upon the wicked, right? Or even bringing forth justice, right? Putting this dude to sleep because we know that there's harsher times coming, and the Lord Meshran was having mercy on dude. Anybody that's been perishing recently, Lord has judged you, of course, but it's also part of mercy. The fact that you are perishing right now, and you don't have to go through the perilous times we're about to approach on, man. That's going to weigh down on people and destroy and kill lots of people. Lots of people. So It'd be better case to be in that nigga's shoes. I'm talking about for his family members because they don't know yet. Jake is blind to these things. Wicked man understand not judgment. So this is Deuteronomy 32 and 39. See now that I am he, and there is no God with me. I kill and I make alive. I wound and I heal. Neither is there any that can deliver out of my hands. That's the Lord speaking, man. The Lord is telling you he's the one who makes these things happen. As a reason, the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of man. For I lift up my hand to heaven and say, I live forever. And if the Most High rulers in the kingdom of man, that concerns controlling the right hand side and the left hand side. So that means righteousness and wickedness. It's all controlled by the Lord, right? Going back, I'm thinking about it. Yeah. For I lift up my hand to heaven and say, I live forever. If I wet my glittering sword and my hand take hold on judgment, I will render vengeance to my enemies and I will reward them that hate me. Okay? Now let me get that because that made me just think of another precept that I like. And the brother Karatazar brought this out yesterday at camp. This is Proverbs chapter 8 and verse 35. For whosoever findeth me findeth life, and shall obtain favor of Yahweh. And here's the point. But he that sinneth against me wrongeth his own soul. All they that hate me love death. So that's what Jake also don't understand, man. You have our people are so, I don't even want to say mentally challenged. It's just our people are so ignorant, man, that they will go out and brag and praise wicked acts, right? I seen somebody I know personally, one of my worldly friends, quote unquote. This nigga would send a text message and was talking to his brother, and his brother was bragging about how he fucked 2 sisters. When that is against the scriptures, you're not supposed to do something like that, right? Because the woman that causes strife between the 2 women, between the 2 sisters. Now, when Jacob did that, there wasn't a law for it, but after him, it became a law. Because Leah and Rebecca envied each other. We should get into it. So, yeah, it's wrong for you to do that, right? You have Jake's getting mothers pregnant, getting a daughter pregnant, and going out and bragging about it like, look at me, nigga. Look what I'm doing. You're doing wickedness. So go ahead. All you're doing is marking yourself. What do you say? Let me read this again, really slow. But he that sinneth against me wrongeth his own soul. Okay? So that means while Jake is praising wickedness, right? Having fun within it, all you're doing is wronging your own soul. Who is it hurting more, you or the Lord? You're marking yourself. You're the one that's going to have to face judgment for all the things that you've done. So who is it hurting more, you or the Lord? But he that sinneth against me wrongeth his own soul. All they that hate me love death. Okay. Let's just keep that in mind, right? He must have hated the Lord, because the nigga ended up dying. I don't know, though. Maybe I'm slow. It says, I just hope he knows how hard we are fighting for him, and we are going to get him justice. He didn't deserve this at all, said Kaylin, right? Then you also have the other part of it. The Lord also used somebody else, another wicked Jake, to bring forth judgment on this nigga. And he probably think he got away with this, not knowing that shit about to come back to you. And you are a spirit created for vengeance. It says police are taking any tips that could help identify the shooter. If you know anything, you are asked to call Crime Stoppers. So even then, in this dude's head, he thinking whether it was intentional or not, the shooting, whether it was intentional or not. Oh yeah, I just got away with that, bro. Yeah, he got away with that, right? He thinks so. He thinks in his head he got away with it. But as we just read in Ecclesiastes 12:14, every secret thing, the Lord knows it. The Lord knows everything, man. He's an all-seeing being. He knows everything. There is no getting over on him. How you niggas don't get that, I don't know. And the fact that that is true should scare you. But nope. I'm gonna read this and then end it off, man. It says 2 Ezra 15:26. For the Lord knoweth all them that sin against him. For the Lord knoweth all them that sin against him. For the Lord knoweth all them that sin against him. And therefore delivereth he them unto death and destruction. Right? Those who are in the world are not walking with the Father, man. The unjust knoweth no shame. Okay? Now, if you ask these people, they'll give thanks to the Lord, right? When everything is going good in their favor. But then when something bad happens, they're not going to curse the Lord. They're going to say, why, Lord? Why? Why, Jesus? Why? That's what they're going to say, man. Not knowing that is the Lord doing both of them. They're going to blame the devil. The devil, that's one of, that's a top 3 Christian saying right there. The devil is a lie. That's a top 3 Christian saying right there. But yeah, man. Lord willing, this lesson was edifying to those out there listening and watching. I'm going to close it off there. Jake will never learn, man. It's just plain and simple. Jake will never learn when it comes to judgment. It could be a 2-year-old baby or a 90-year-old. They'll never understand. The Lord is the one who brings forth judgment. Hey. As it reads though, man, I want to get that real quick with Job. People think with the Lord, just all good things are just gonna happen, and there's never gonna be any type of bad things. She say that dumb shit at. They think it's just everything gonna be sunshines and rainbows. Just as much as the Lord can bring goodness in your life, he can also bring forth badness in your life. Never forget that. This is Job 2:7, and I'm gonna end it off here. So went Satan forth from the presence of the Lord Yahweh and smote Job with sore boils from the sole of his foot unto his crown. And he took down a potsherd to scrape himself withal, and he sat down among the ashes. Then said his wife unto him, Dost thou still retain thy integrity? Curse God and die. But he said unto her, Thou speakest as one of the foolish women speaketh. What? Shall we receive good at the hand of the Most High? And shall we not receive evil? And all this did not Job sin with his lips. Yeah. So basically the lady said, do you still have your integrity? Are you still being faithful to the Lord? Curse him and die, because all these bad things are happening to him. Not knowing that, bitch, the Lord is the one doing this to Job. Stupid hoe. He's doing it to Job through Satan. That's why he said, you sound real dumb right now. That's what Job said there. You sound real stupid right now. How can we receive good things from the Lord and not receive bad things from the Lord? Right? It's an unfalse balance. An unfalse balance. Salaki Israel, I was cut off there by a phone call. But what I was saying was, an unfalse balance is an abomination to the Lord, man. Right? So whether there be goodness going on throughout the land, or whether it be wickedness going on throughout the land, judgment, it's always going to be at the hands of the Lord. All of the things are really at the hands of the Lord, man. Our people just want to give the Lord praise when good things happen in their life. So, Lord willing, this lesson was edifying to those out there listening and watching. I'm going to close it off there. Call Allah Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua by Hashem Kakodash. Double blessing and honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who told me this truth through the spirit and power of Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua. And until next time, I say Shalom Israel, Shalom. And as always, we're one day close to the kingdom, man. Keep pushing. Shalom.